I've always been this way.
Yeah.
So there was no influence. There was no. I didn't know anybody that was like me, but it was me finding out about myself. Like I told you before I even moved to America, this was my identity. I've always been like this.
Yo, what's up, my people? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Heroes Diary, the show that celebrates Black success, celebrating Black stories, Black heroes all over the world. Okay, there's a lot of young Black people. There's a lot of old Black people. There's Black people out there who are doing stuff that the world needs to know about, that the world needs to celebrate, that the world needs to appreciate. That's why we bring them on here, tell them their story, get us to learn from them so that younger Black people or everybody else can have better reference points when it comes to our success or success within our community. It's KeniLola right here. Welcome to another banging episode. Listen, if you saw a few episodes back, I was here with someone I deeply admire, James Sherwood, and we talked about identity. We talked about being Black, being mixed race, and it was a really explosive. It was one of my favorite ones. Today, I've got someone else who I want to take it a step, I want to take it higher. I want to take it to another level now in terms of dealing with ourselves, who we are as Black people, and as our individuality, of course. So we're going to be talking today to a celebrated Black makeup artist. He's such an amazing artist, doing amazing stuff with makeup, not just as a Black person, but as a male in a female-dominated world, exploring that world. But guess what? He's also very proudly and openly LGBTQ. So, are you feeling the heat? All right. Let's go. It's going to be an amazing one, people. I can't wait to get on this one, man. What's up, Dami?
How are you?
How are you?
I love that intro you gave me. So
you do?
It's making me feel energetic already.
I feel the energy,
I feel the energy.
Bro, I'm glad to have you here, man. How are you?
Much. I'm doing really well. Thank you. I'm excited.
Why you been,
I'm excited,
Excited, yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah? What's it been? How's today been? Everything good?
Today's been a good day. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. So obviously, I was feeling very romantic yesterday. And today now it's a new day. So not much has happened. But coming here has been the highlight of my day so far.
Oh my God. You've just started us right off now, man. I didn't even intend to start with that, but you just thought, okay, so we're filming on the 15th now. So that means yesterday was Valentine. So we might as well talk about that. What happened yesterday?
Obviously, I went out for dinner with my partner.
Okay.
It was a very nice dinner. And I got some gifts as well. Yeah. And I gave gifts as well.
Yeah.
It was just a nice day. I think it's very important to, for me, every day is Valentine's Day anyways.
Yeah.
But that day is just for us to just show extra love. I think it's really nice. But anyways, I'm showing love every day. I'm a loving person.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful. Just absolutely amazing.
Do you think you're a loving person, or do your partner agree with you on that?
I don't know what he thinks, but I'm a loving person. I know I'm a loving person.
I like that. Yeah. What he thinks. Hey, we're getting somewhere. Listen, you just kind of started off on this. You started us on this note now. So, your partner is he.
Yes.
So when you say partner, what does partner mean in your?
Oh, it means my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend.
Yeah.
My
boyfriend.
Good. So you got and how long have you guys been together?
It's been about almost 2 years now.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
How was that your first relationship? With that, what kind?
No, it was not my first relationship.
It wasn't. Okay, good.
It's actually not my first relationship.
Yeah,
it's my second.
Yeah. Where you guys going with your relationship?
Where are we going? I would hope that we would take it more serious. Maybe we could go with marriage. Maybe, but it is a yeah. I know. Okay. It is a serious relationship, though. So yeah, but we never know. I just leave it to God.
So you probably potentially could get married. You'd love to.
I would think so, yeah.
Do you think he wants to?
I know he wants to, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I think it's just, we are slowly taking it slow.
Yeah.
And I think in a relationship, when it's time. And I think even that word marriage is just a name, really, because what we've been going through is what couples go through. We live together as well. So we've experienced these very intimate moments. So I think it's just the name, really. But I think as you across different levels in your relationship, you
Yeah.
will know that, okay, this is the time I want to take it to a new stage.
New stage,
So we're
yeah.
still in this stage where we're just learning to appreciate what we have right now.
Right.
Maybe in the future, we could take it to the next stage.
The
you know
next
what I mean?
stage, yeah. Wow. And your boyfriend is also he's an influencer. He's a like social media
Correct.
influencer.
He's a very popular.
Very
yeah.
popular guy like that.
Yeah, maybe you invite him to the next episode.
Ooh, okay, part 2.
Yeah,
loaded.
part 2, yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool, man. So it's not about just having two obviously cute guys in the house. It's just about two social media influencers in a way. How does that work? That's dynamic work.
It's interesting because for me, I would always think that I wouldn't want to date someone that does the same thing I do.
Yeah.
But I think the way we met, we didn't actually plan it. I think life just happens.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we end up like really falling for each other. But I think in a way it works because we inspire each other, and and we understand each other's work. We do it full time, the both of us as well. So, and it's not as easy as, I mean, you should know because you do this as well. So you should know how it works.
Well, we're learning.
Yeah, you're learning. You're doing good. Look at the
people
production.
Like celebrities like you. People.
Yeah,
You know
you're doing well. So it's I think having someone to lean back on is good as well. So there's pros and cons. I would say, if I'm being very honest with you, there's pros and cons. But I think the pros are way more. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, we just appreciate each other more because we know what it takes to do something like this. Being online, you're putting yourself out there. Do you know what I mean? For people to say their opinion. Do you know what I mean? I think that that's what it is. People have to say what they think. Do you know what I mean? So they can think bad about it or they can like it. You know what I mean? But the bad comments would always get to you. So I think we know each other's work, so we know how to handle that, and we have each other's support, which is very important.
Wow, that's really. Do you guys live together?
Yes, we do.
In the same house?
Yes,
how long
we do. In the same house, same everything. Yes, same.
In the same house. What a question. Very smart, isn't it? But how long have you lived together?
We've lived together for, I think, 1 year.
1 year.
1 year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And how's that going?
It's good. We went well, so we went to our new house.
Yeah.
So we had our first house. Now we moved into our second house.
Oh, wait.
So we lived together in one house before, so it went well. So we moved out to a better
and then
place.
to like, is it a bigger place?
No, I won't say it's better, but it's about the same size.
Same size, okay. So you're not thinking
just a bit
bigger.
further away.
You're not thinking bigger yet. You're just thinking better.
I know,
place.
better. Yeah, we were going to do that.
Because if it was bigger, then maybe you're thinking of expanding
I know.
the family.
Again, no, but us moving on to a new place was us expanding our relationship because our relationship was growing, so we were able to move and do something new together again.
Not just the relationship growing, your pocket was growing as well, I'm sure.
I hope so, by the grace of God.
Media, something.
By the grace of God.
The money is falling in. No, but that's good, man. But listen, let me just put out a quick disclaimer here. Obviously, I'm quite intrigued by your world, your identity, your orientation, and the idea, the expectation today is for us to have a really good, intimate chat, and so that at the end of the day, not just myself, but hopefully a whole lot more audience are a lot more aware or a lot more oriented about your identity and your background, and also there's no. In case if I ask any question that comes across as ignorant or anything, it's just me being inquisitive. Just me being
but
curious.
it's good as well to have this conversation because for me, I love being able to educate. I feel like I've been doing that without even knowing because I feel like my world is very different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people will never really understand. Yeah. They may accept, they may not say anything, but they may always have that question mark. And I think as a society, we're constantly growing, we are developing. So having this moment to be ignorant is okay. It's not a bad thing to be ignorant, do you know what I mean, about this, but it's good to have this conversation and to learn, do you know what I mean, because it's the reality, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
great.
yeah.
You said something there, and I think it would be nice to just really kick off on that. Your world is very different. Why is that?
Oh, it's different because, again, no one knows about it, or no one understands it, shall I say. They see it.
No one that's not in there.
Yeah, exactly. And especially, I can only speak from my community. I'm African, I'm Nigerian, and what I've seen is through my people, do you know what I mean? And I've had to deal with it, do you know what I mean? I've had to deal with it from close and from far, do you know what I mean? And when I say close, I mean my own family, do you know what I mean? So I'm from Ondo and Ogun, do you know what I mean? So Yoruba gidi. So I know the expectations that my family have and what they thought of me, and I feel like the ignorance comes from what they have always thought about this. Do you know what I mean? So when I bring this new thing that they don't know about, which is my identity, which is my reality, there's a lot of question marks about it, and that's just what it is. Do you know what I mean? Because we don't grow up with it. We don't grow up with it. So
I feel like it's going to be a lot to talk about. I hope we can cover as much. Okay, so now you've just kind of put us into it. So let's start from the beginning. Yeah?
Okay.
Start from the beginning. Okay, let me just give you a mental trajectory. So we're just going to start from that and then talk about all of these challenges and experiences and all that. And hopefully we're going to end it on your career.
Correct, okay.
Career highlight, because this is not just going to be about that. We're going to talk because you've got such an amazing career being a black Nigerian male as a celebrated makeup artist as well. I think that's worth. So we're going to come to
You're right.
But let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the very beginning, which you touched on now, which I think is really, really important. Family. Whew. So you're from Ondo, Nigeria.
Yeah, my mom is from Ondo. And where are you from?
I'm Lagos.
Okay.
Yeah, Lagos. So I'm Yoruba as well. Your mom's from Ondo and your dad?
From Ogun.
Ogun State. So you're Yoruba.
Yes.
Proper Yoruba Nigerian.
Yes.
So you've come from a Nigerian Yoruba family. Okay, before we get into all the dynamics of that, just run us about your family.
Okay, well, let me just tell you about how my life has been. Okay, so I was born in the UK, you know what I mean, and I was raised here. I was raised not far from here, actually. I was raised around this area.
Okay.
And my biological parents, my mom and dad, they raised me, but they passed away. Yes, my mom passed away first. Right. Do you know what I mean? Yes. But then before I even talk about them passing away, I've always been like this from a very young age. I've always been very feminine, like I almost like a daughter, to be honest, for my parents. And my parents embraced it, but of course I'm a kid, so they didn't really talk about it. It wasn't nothing to talk about because I'm a kid. I'm 5 years old, 4 years old. You just think that your kid is like that, you know. So I've always been like this. I've always loved to be with my mom. I was very close to my mom. I was a mommy's boy. My sister, I love playing with dolls. I have all my friends are girls from a young age. I love singing. I love Beyonce. I love dancing. I'm acting. I love theater. I love drama. Like, that's just who I am as a kid. So my parents unfortunately passed away. My mom passed away first. My dad was still alive, but when my mom passed away, my dad sent us to live with my auntie, who raised me. She adopted me.
She was raised.
I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old. So me and my sister, we moved to America, where my auntie raised me. And I wasn't strange. I wasn't weird though. I didn't feel like strange about it because I had been already going to America for holidays.
Well, you moved to America from Nigeria?
No, I was born in London.
Oh, you were born in London?
Yeah, okay. So I've only been to Nigeria twice.
Your parents were here
They were here already, yeah. So I was just living in London. So, but I used to go to holidays to America all the time. So I was really comfortable with my auntie.
So just a quick one. So were your parents born here? Or
no, they were from Nigeria. So they probably came, I don't know when they came. I was born. I didn't even ask questions. Right. When did you come to London? I didn't even think to ask that question. Right. But they came to London, and that's when they had me.
So how did your mom pass quickly?
I don't really know, if I'm being honest. I don't know. Yeah, they didn't tell me. They don't tell you, but they're not going to tell me. And I grew up, and I've always accepted that she passed away, and I never really knew the ins and outs, to be honest with you. And
do you know how old she was?
I don't know. I was 10 years old.
10 years old. Okay.
Yeah, and after being raised with you, when my auntie was raising me, she became my mom. So I almost. I don't want to say she erased my biological mom, but I was so distracted by the pain. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't really.
How close were you with your?
I was so close to my real mom. So close, so close. I was a mommy's boy, so it really affected me so much. My dad and I were not as close, but my dad was very busy. He's a businessman, so he's very, very popular in the Nigerian community. So, he was a businessman. So because he was so busy, I wasn't really able to be as close to him. But my mom was very close to me, so it really affected me a lot when she passed away. I still remember the way I felt and what I went through.
And then your dad passed as well.
And my dad passed, but he passed when I was 13, and I was already living
3 years later.
3 years later, but I was already living in America.
Do you know how your dad passed away?
He had diabetes. Yeah. So he had diabetes. How
old was he roughly? Do you know?
Probably in his 40s.
Okay.
He wasn't. Wow. They were not old, and I think even my mom, she was in her 40s. They were very young, actually. Wow. Yeah. So they both passed, and I was raised in America. So my relationship with my auntie and my uncle was different because they're very strict. And as I was getting older, I was like maybe 13, 14, 15 was the age where I was starting to be me more. Because when you're a kid, you being like that, no one really talks about it. But when you become a teenager is when you're really into your identity. So the question got asked. My mom used to ask me, Dami, are you sure? Is something wrong with you? No, I said no. And I used to deny it because I knew that it would not be accepted. I already knew that no one's going to embrace my sexuality. I knew that what Nigerian people think, do you know what I mean? Because I hear them talk about it, do you know what I mean? Even when I was young, I remember I told my mom, my real mom, I said, I want to be a girl. She said, Dami, if you want to be a girl and you change to be a girl, I will not talk to you anymore. I said, okay, so you already know when they tell you these things that it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? You know that you're living in a wrong lifestyle. I don't want to say it's wrong, but in their eyes, it was wrong. Do you know what I mean? So I never talked about it. I kept it quiet. But I was like, now I'm getting older. I want to live my life. This is when I started liking makeup. I started,
So like what age was
maybe
that?
I was 17.
17.
Yeah, I was 16, 17, and I wanted to.
So how long did you keep it quiet? How long did you,
Forever.
from realization to keeping quiet to...
So I've been keeping it quiet from when I was a kid. I knew when I was young. I've always known. But I think maybe when I was around 5, 6, 7, 8, I never had to really identify myself. It was when I was like 12, I said, okay, this is me. When I was like 12, 13, maybe even 11, I knew that this is me. Because I knew what I was attracted to. I always liked men. I've always liked men. So I knew what I was attracted to.
Do you like boys as well?
Boys, men, as long as there's something like that.
So when you were young, when you were like younger, were you
yeah, just like
for
example, maybe
like in secondary
school, I might
that.
something I was attracted. Besides the girl, I'll be attracted to the guy. So I always knew that. Do you know what I mean?
Were you ever attracted to the girls at all in school?
No,
in like
just to be their friend.
Just to be a friend.
Yeah, just to be their friend and just to like them to be close to me, but not like I wasn't attracted to them. No, so I've always been attracted to men. So I knew this. So around 16, 17, 18, I was like, I cannot live this lifestyle anymore. I have to be able, I want to be free because I want to express myself. I knew that there was something about me that I wanted to be out. Do you know what I mean? But my family was they were not allowing me to be me because they were always looking at what I'm doing. I would get into trouble. Me and my auntie, we used to argue a lot this time because she...
Okay, so sorry, let's just quickly track it back now. So after you lost your mom and then your auntie your auntie raised you, yeah, and so where was your dad at that point? Like when your auntie raised you?
My real dad.
Yeah,
he passed away when I was 13.
Before he passed away, so your mom died when you were 10, and then your auntie came in or were you staying with your dad, or who were you living?
No,
with?
I moved with my auntie and uncle. That's why I say yes. I moved to America. So my dad was living in London.
Okay.
So he used to always call me and check on me, and we had a communication and a relationship, but it was not physical. It was through the phone because he was in London. I was here.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Luckily, we got to visit him one time. Yeah, before he passed away. So now he's passed away. I go back to America now after the funeral, and I'm still finding myself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So now we take it to about 16, 17, 18. That's when I realized that I want to be this way. But I know that my family will not accept me. So what do I do? So I was going to leave my home. Do you know what I mean? But I lived in America where I was not independent. So I wasn't able to do things on my own. I had no money, nothing, and I couldn't tell my family. So I decided that I would keep quiet. But luckily for me, I got sent to London when I was 18. Because
before you go to London, so in America you were living with your auntie.
Yes.
Is your auntie living with like a family?
Yeah, my uncle. So my mom and dad, my uncle. Yeah.
Did they have their own children?
Yes, 4 kids.
4 kids.
They're my cousins.
So with you, it was like 5 of
you. It was 6
then.
of us. My sister as well.
6 of you, and were you the only different one out of that?
I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's unique in their own way, but I was extra unique.
So your auntie and your uncle, how close were you to like was it your auntie on your mother's side, your father's side? Your auntie? My
auntie is my mom's side.
Your mom's side. So was he, they were quite close with your mom?
Yes.
And then they have
That's why they took me in.
So what kind of family cycle did they have with you, and how
so they were more strict. So my real mom, maybe she might have known I was gay, I don't know, but she would like spoil me with these things. Like she would buy me dolls, she would paint my nails. So my mom embraced me. When I came to America, it was not like that. They wanted me to not do this. Do you know what I mean? They would say it's not good, don't do this, boys don't do this. So I didn't have that relationship with my auntie. She was very strict, very, very strict. Yeah.
And how long did you stay with her?
Till I was 18.
Till 18, so from
10 to 18. She raised
Wow.
me. She took care of me very well.
Yeah.
She and I were also very close.
Okay, so at that point, towards 17, 18, when you begin to self-realize, what was that discussion like with you and her? And
I didn't discuss anything with her.
Yeah,
She,
but
she used to ask me.
it?
Yeah, she used to ask me all the time. We asked, even one time there was a rumor. There was clues. There was a lot of clues. A lot of clues. In fact, you might even say that she didn't want to know. If she wanted to really find out, she could have. The clues were very obvious.
What kind of clues? Like, just curious.
There was times where they saw me looking at like maybe stuff online that I shouldn't be looking at. They've seen that. You can say, if you want to say that, you can say that. Something like that. They saw me doing that. They saw me my pictures on my phone, that on my computer one time. They've seen so many things, but I've always known how, because my mom is very naive and she trusts me and she loves me so much that I always took advantage of that to twist it. Do you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be exposed of my secret. Do you know what I mean? Which is not really a good thing, if I'm being honest with you. But at that point, it was like that was the only option that I had to do. Do you know what I mean? I do feel bad. That's why.
Were you a virgin at that point?
Yes. Yeah. So I didn't do it, but I have to be because I was locked in my house.
Okay.
So I didn't go out.
So did you feel the interest in like those things you see?
Yeah, I
see
wanted to.
online,
Yeah, I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to. Especially at 16, 17, 18, that's the age where I was doing these things. So I wanted to explore. I wanted to find out more about myself.
Were there any influences, like external, or was it just something?
I've always been this way.
Yeah.
So there was no influence. Okay. There was no. I didn't know anybody that was like me, but it was me finding out about myself. Because, like I told you before, I even moved to America. This was my identity. I've always been like this. There was never a point where anyone influenced me. And a lot of Africans, they think that, because that was the conversation that me and my mom had. They believe that somebody put this onto me. Yeah. No one put anything to me. From when I remember, I wanted to, I was this way. This is what I know. There was times where I wanted to change, like in the earlier times, and I wanted to like have a girlfriend, but physically, in my body, I was not attracted to women at all. But I was like, wanted to do the right thing because I knew my mom wanted me to be this way. So I thought about it, but I could never do it because it wasn't of my interest. I knew that this is what I wanted to be. So I just want to make that very clear because a lot of people think that is a turn on, turn off button. If I can turn on and turn off, I would have done that many years ago. Do you know what I mean? But this is how I was made, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, talking turn off, turn on button, but there has, if you would agree, there has been instances of people who turn on, turn off.
That's their own, but this is Damilola. So I don't know about anybody else, but this is me. Okay. I cannot say this for everyone, but this is from my own my experience. And I think some of us as well, like we go through a lot having to come out. Like even for me, I'm about to finish my story and you will know everything. Yeah. The whole aftermath, the whole drama that I had with my family about me being gay. I don't think anyone should go through that. Do you know what I mean? I would never want to experience that. Wow. It's bad.
Are we going to get to that? Because now you're in 18 years old.
Yeah, okay. So eventually now I go to London to do school. So I did my school here. And I think my mom actually sent me here because she believed I lived in Atlanta. Okay. So yeah. And there's one example that this is the one time, and I was not, I've always been a very, like when I was like young, I was good looking, but I was baby, so nobody knew. But there's one, I never used to cut my hair. So one time I got my hair cut and I was with my parents and I came with them out and two guys looked at me and they took to me in front of my parents. And my mom said, come here now. Never again, you're going to cut your hair. You will never cut your hair again. Like she was really mad at me. And they believed that I was attracting those guys. And it was very awkward. So she was seeing signs that maybe I'm going to go to the other way. So she thought that maybe if I come to London, where I have my childhood friends and my Nigerian people, that I'll be more inclined to being straight. Right. So she kind of convinced me to come here. Whereas I thought if I come to London, I'll be able to be free. So we both had our own plan. Do you know what I mean? Agenda. Yeah, we all had our own agenda. But we didn't say, but the whole agreement for us to come here, or the whole agreement was for school. So I agree I want to go to school in London. She agreed that it's good for me to go to school in London. But we all knew what we want to do. So I now come to London, and as soon as I found...
Sorry, quick.
No worries.
Before we get to London, we're going to come to London now. So I think something just popped up now, obviously talking about Atlanta. Atlanta is very famous
It's very what?
It's very famous for LGBT, for Damilola, gay
but
guys
I didn't know
and
that
stuff
though.
like that. Yeah.
I didn't know that it was famous for that.
So your auntie's family was based in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just quickly, did you think that, did Atlanta influence you, or did Atlanta...
Like I said, no, I didn't know about it being a gay capital.
Okay.
Because I was closed at home. I didn't go out. I never saw Atlanta. Imagine going to London and you only go to Royal Victoria and you only stay in Royal Victoria, but you didn't go to Central London. You didn't go. How will you know what London's about? I only went to school and I only came home. That was my life. And when we do things as a family. So I didn't have anyone to tell me what was going on. I didn't know nothing about the city. When I started to enjoy Atlanta was when I was out and I went to holiday. Then I said, this is where I live. If I knew that this is where I live, I should have just stayed there. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't know about the city. So nothing influenced me about the city. I think it's just as I was getting older, my mom, she probably would think that there's not much, she cannot control me for long. And when you get to the age of 18, and I'm very stubborn. They say Komboro, that's Damilola. I don't I'm very stubborn. Very stubborn.
Is a he goat.
I don't know that word.
The word.
Yeah, that's me though. So I don't listen. So my mom, I think she was trying to save me. Do you know what I mean? She had good intentions, but she cannot save me because this is who I am.
No, you're not
saving.
Understand?
You cannot save me. Yeah. No matter what you do, there's nothing that you can do to change it.
Okay, so you both agreed to come to London?
Yes.
Okay, and then you arrived in London. So
I came here, and to cut a long story short, I ended up getting a job. This is when I started liking makeup. I started wearing makeup.
Did you come on your own?
I came on my own.
Okay.
But I came to live with my mom's brother.
Okay.
So my mom has 4 siblings. So my uncle, he lives just there, not far. So I came to live with him. And I just started doing my own thing. I got a job. I started wearing makeup. I started exploring my interest. And that's when I realized that I used to get into arguments with my uncle because he said, what's going on now? Like, you're starting to wear makeup. They caught me with wearing makeup. They're seeing these things. So I said, you know what? It's time to come out. Because at this point, if they want to take me away from home, then I will find my own place to stay because I don't need them anymore. That's the honest truth. And I always advise people that it might not sound like a good advice, but being gay is hard. So if you're in a family that don't accept you and they're going to threaten to throw you outside and you don't have nowhere to go, it's best to do it when you are financially capable, when you have options. When I got about it. Yeah, that's what I always say because that's what I did.
Not headstrong.
Not to just be headstrong and then because there's people that are headstrong, they get thrown away. They have to go to social services. They have to do this. They have to be homeless. They have to do this. No, it's not worth it. If you're going to live in your mom's house, your dad's house, follow their rules. That's what I did. I followed their rules. Even though I argue with them, I still follow their rules. So when I now came to London, I did my own thing. I made my own money. Is when I now said, okay, I'm brave enough to not tell them whatever reaction happens now. I know that the price I'm going to pay is I will just be living alone without them. That's what happened. Although they didn't say that I should go directly, they gave me an option that you must change. They said that we've been sensing that you're gay for some time now. We can help you. I didn't want to help. I said that if you cannot take me this way, then otito. They said, okay, then if that's the case, then go do your own thing. Because we don't want to raise somebody gay in the home. I said, I respect that. So I now left. I started doing my own thing. And I started divulging into my personal interests, like makeup. I started doing my own life. I started working, exploring who I am. And that's pretty much how it happened with my family.
Where were you living at that time?
So I moved out to some friend rented a room to me.
Okay, so you were on your own.
Yes.
And then you started doing all the works and
I started growing in my makeup.
So was that when you got into makeup and
started to learn stuff? So I started getting into makeup from then. So I started wearing makeup and I would go out and people would be like, what are you wearing? Like girls would be like complimenting me, your makeup is beautiful. And I said, okay, if my makeup is nice, maybe I should do it as a job because I need I need money. So, so I started doing makeup more. I go to shops, I would do makeup and then that's why. And because not that I'm a good makeup artist, I'll be honest, not that in the beginning I was very good, but I'm a good salesperson. If I tell you this is good, you will buy it. So a lot of people
saw... Just tell them Heroes Diary. Tell them Heroes Diary is good.
Huh?
Just tell them Heroes Diary.
So guys, you need to watch this. So, okay, this episode is going to be mind-blowing, okay? That's one thing about me. If I tell you something is good, and ladies believe me a lot. Do you know what I mean? So I was able to be really good in the job. So they hired me, and I started learning on the go. I started doing makeup, and this is how YouTube started. And I just started growing and started growing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you were, because you apparently you were born in the UK, grew up in America, and then back to the UK and all that. It's a bit of a cushioned backdrop, if I'm gonna put it that way. But do you think if he was born in like Nigeria, would it be the same?
No.
Would you be?
I'll be gay. Yeah. I probably would be not out now. We won't know. I probably would just be, if I still was in Nigeria and I didn't get the opportunity to leave, I would probably still be in the closet. Yeah.
So do you reckon there's a lot of gay people in Africa and all these other places?
Do I reckon or do I know?
I'm asking.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
How do you know that?
Because I'm gay. Because I'm gay. Gay people know gay stuff.
Give no give.
Gay people know. Yeah, I know. They contact me. Yeah. They message me. I have, I know. But what's sad about that for me is the fact that I feel like they don't have the option that I have.
Yeah.
They have to be very closeted. They don't want to be closeted, but like I said, for your own safety, where Nigeria doesn't embrace gay people, they don't have laws that are safe for gay people. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So they're going to lie about it. And even me, I did that. I did that in my own home, where my own home didn't embrace my sexuality. So I had to lie about it. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants to lie. Nobody wants to hide themselves. But when your own safety is being compromised, you have no other option. Right. So I understand why they do it. They want to explore. They want to live life, but they can't. Do you know what I mean? And it's really sad to me because it's like everyone deserves the right to be themselves. Yeah. You and I can have this conversation today, and you may listen to me. You might say, yeah. But you might say in your back of your head, this is not for me. Yeah. And it's okay. Yeah. You don't have to like anything, but you should at least respect, because everyone has their own life. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. So,
because with people, for example, in especially in places like Africa and all that, typically the traditional belief is that man and woman is the way.
Yeah.
That's what they think. That's what they believe, that it's not you. They believe you are not born gay, but you become gay.
That's what I believe, correct? Yeah. And we spoke about that already. Yeah. And that's what I told you, that where in my situation, I don't remember a time where I never knew that I wasn't gay. Like, I don't remember a time where I wasn't like this. Maybe when I was 2, but I don't know when I was 2. From when my brain could work, from when I know what I like. Right. As early as that was, I remember being 4 years old, knowing this. Okay. 4. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's just the honest truth. That people would look at me and they say, oh, this is not possible. That's me. That's just me. I mean, everyone's different, but this is me. Do you know what I mean? I never had that choice. Yeah. Because if I had the choice and I could tell my brain to like what it likes, then I would definitely choose to be straight. Yeah. I don't think nobody wants to go through or what I've been through, the judgment on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't stop. Even now, as I've been 10 years like this out, it doesn't stop. I'm constantly going through this battle on a day-to-day basis. People judge me before they even get to know me for my sexuality, from the way I behave, from the way I act. Do you know what I mean? I've come to a point where I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I don't care what people think anymore. But it sucks that this is the world that we have to live in. Yeah. But it's not our fault. The world is not a nice place. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we should have that option of safety. Do you know what I mean? Well, we should have that option where people can respect us. Do you know what I mean? That's just it for me.
Yeah. What's your view on religion and just generally?
I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian, yes, but I'm not like going to church every Sunday.
You don't go to church and all that?
Just once in a while.
Once in a while, okay. Yeah. And if you go to church, do you go to church that has a view on?
So that's one of the reasons why I don't go to church. I'm being honest with you. If I'm being completely transparent, I used to go when I first came to London. Yeah. I think I was trying to find myself, so I started to hang out with friends that were preaching this to me. I said, you know what, it's true. I want to improve my relationship with God. So I started going to church, and that church made me very uncomfortable, right? Because they would always judge me, or I felt judged. They didn't know I was this way, but they would be talking about that and saying negative things about it. So I didn't really like it. So I removed myself from that situation, because nobody wants to think that they're doing something wrong. Do you know what I mean? As long as I can have a personal relationship and a spiritual relationship on my own journey with no one's opinion, that's okay for me. Because at the end of the day, God will be the one to decide what was best.
Right. So because on a general scale now, and especially in different parts of the world, there's this thinking or belief that there's kind of like an agenda. There's a push for the gay agenda, like to kind of impose your own, to kind of introduce it in like schools and primary schools, which obviously there's very divided opinions on that, and it feels. The school of thought is to believe that maybe there's this, I don't know if it's Western media or whatever it is, they're trying to kind of like force it on everyone. Do you think this has been forced on people at all?
It's a good question. So I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily being pushed. I think it's necessary for this conversation to happen. I think we're at the point where people are now hearing about us. The difference in what I see now from before, nobody talked about gay issues. It was under the rug, and there was a big, like, skeleton about it, or how they say that saying. It was like a big red. Do you know what I mean? No one really spoke about it. It's only a few years now where people are now being educated about it. People are now asking questions, and we're talking about pronouns, we're talking about this, we're talking about this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of conversation now. And I think it's good because this is what we need, to be honest with you. We need people to understand our lifestyle. It's only now. And people are now finally being educated about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not about pushing it to you. It's not about forcing people. I think it's just a matter of fact that we are a bigger part of the society. And it's important for people to know how to respect us or how to understand our lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? It's important for them to know that. So it's not that we're pushing it and forcing you guys to believe in this. It's just part of education, I believe.
Yeah.
You said something about schools.
Okay.
Although I don't know about agree with that though, because I just think that it's a bit too young. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think kids are a bit too young. I think maybe later they can talk about this, but I think in schools that's a bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'll give you a good example. Someone sent a video. One of this stuff they share on social media, and someone sent a video to me. It was a recording of a woman, an African woman. I don't know what country. An African woman who got a call from the school about her daughter, and that they were in a class. I think it's a primary school, like maybe primary 2 or 3, or whatever it is, or whatever they call it around here now. I think it's primary. And so they were having this chat. So it was meant to be a deliberation, like they were meant to talk, the kids were meant to talk about their ideas, about their views, their opinions on the Ugandan gay law, anti-gay laws. Because in Uganda, if you're convicted of being gay, I think you get killed or something like that, something extreme like that. I mean,
not killed. I didn't hear about killed though.
I know Nigeria is 14 years. I think that one.
There was life imprisonment in
something
Uganda.
extreme
Maybe killed.
Like that. I think it's killed or something. So they were having that conversation, and then they asked this little girl, and then the girl said it was a sin because she's Christian, because it's a sin to be gay, and gay people will go to hell. And so the school, through the teacher or a representative, is calling the mother to let her know that the girl will be suspended or put in isolation or something like that. So the mother was very upset that this is a girl just expressing her opinion. What do you mean that's bad?
That's bad.
What's bad?
Well, the example you just gave me is very bad. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not sure what I think about that, because I just told you I don't agree with it. But at the same time, the world is changing more quicker than we can imagine.
Right.
This is a part of our reality. We need to have these conversations. It makes for the small girl to know about it, then she should be educated about it. Do you know what I mean? For her to know.
So when you say that's bad, what do you mean?
It's bad that they can have that conversation in school. Where like you could be sitting next to someone like me when I was in year 2, I told you that I knew I was gay.
Yeah.
If I now hear someone say that to me, my fellow classmate, how would I feel? I wouldn't feel good about it. I might not say anything, but I won't feel good about it. Okay. So it's important for those. That's the teacher's point. That's why the teacher was calling the mom. Exactly. That your daughter is making all the students saying this comment. So they did the right thing, in my opinion.
But the mom obviously is saying that.
Yeah, but she's also thinking. I know from her perspective, she might think that that's how and maybe for the daughter to think that her mom thinks that too. Because we think the views of our parents. The reason why people think the way they think is what our society has brought onto us, or what our parents have brought down to us. So her mom they might be watching TV, they see it, and the mom might be saying these are going to hell. So the daughter has now been trained from home. Now she's bringing what she knows at home to the school. So now she shouldn't say that out loud, because she can say that at home, but not in a public school where there's different people that may be gay in there. You don't know, or you know what I mean. It's not nice. It's just not nice. So,
but what I thought about when he told me was like, if that when you say something is a sin is a very subjective thing based on your religious conviction. It's not. sin is very relative based on the religion at the end of the day. And it's just like saying some guys in the bar who are drinking are going to go to hell because they're drinking, because it's a sin.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah. So does that mean you hate them? Or does it mean you're just saying what you believe based on your own religious convictions?
I think it's a bit different though, because a guy can choose to drink or not drink, whereas being gay is not controllable.
Right.
And if people keep on saying that, they think that being gay is a chosen thing. It's not. I almost feel like to drink and to steal and to lie are things that we can control.
Right.
Whereas being gay, we cannot control it. So it's different. For him to say that, he can say that they go to hell, whatever, that's whatever. Yeah. But to now say that's gay is going to go to hell is different, because we are this way from when we knew we were this way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But obviously there could be an argument also that the fact that I'm sorry I'm using these examples, I don't mean to in any way, but if someone's drinking or using drugs or something, they get so addicted, they do not believe they can control it either. You know, it's not something they can just turn on and off, like, okay, I'm going to stop drinking or smoking or doing stuff today and just stop it, you know.
But that's still different though.
Yeah.
How they started to do it. They started because someone gave it to them. Yeah. They saw someone have it. Yeah. Then they got addicted to it. Now it's a different, but they still chose to get addicted to it. Yeah. Now they're addicted to it, so now it's hard to stop it. Yeah. So it's different.
No, it's not different, because that's exactly how, in quote, outsiders see gay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That it goes back to the same thing. That's how they see it. You guys see it that way. So
I don't know you guys.
I mean,
it's just.
I'm sorry.
I'm just
I'm
trying
not saying
to
you
straddle both. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
it's true. You guys
we're saying this just for the sake of argument, just so we can explore
people
certain
think that.
things. Yeah.
People do think that
because people genuinely believe, and this is why there's hate.
And I know they believe
not hate.
that.
This is why there's.
I know they believe that. I know they think that, and that's why I'm sincerely telling you that. Many of us, and I cannot say it for everyone, because now people are now choosing a lot of things. Now the world is now changing in so much different ways. So it's like, but genuinely, a majority of us that are gay from when we were young, and we did not know. Honestly, I don't want to say we were born that way, because it's not for me to say that. But we never knew that we were like, we never got to pick not to be this way. Yeah. Nobody showed us gay people. We didn't have gay families. Yeah. We didn't have no one that was. Our parents was not gay. We just were born gay, and it's so interesting, because sometimes I even think that it could run in the family.
Right.
In a way, because I don't want to talk about me, because I don't want to get there, but like I've seen in different situations where the cousin is gay and the other person is gay as well, or like the uncle is gay and the next relative is also gay. Yeah, I don't know about science. Yeah, it's not. I don't know about. Yeah, just give me an example that it could be something scientific, but I don't have the knowledge of that, to be honest with you. All I know is that from Damilola, from when I was young, I never got to pick. Because if you could truly give me the option, I would have been straight. We would be talking about how we like girls. Yeah. That would be our conversation today.
Why would you think that could be an attraction to you in based on the argument, just for the argument's sake?
Pardon? What's the question?
As in, why do you think the whole talk about if you had your way, you would like girls? Or you would talk about girls. Why?
Guys, what do you guys talk about anyways? You guys talk about that.
Oh, yeah, guys talk about
but I'm just saying, I'm just giving an example. Like, we would not be having this conversation. We would talk about something different. Do you know what I mean? Because I would, maybe I'd be married with kids, who knows? I don't know. Yeah. But honestly, that was just my experience. I've always known that I was.
Yeah, because I think it's just because obviously based on our schooling and thinking over the millennia, it's the idea is that God created man and woman, and that kind of stuff.
I understand where it comes from. Yeah. So obviously I'm not blaming anyone. Like it's just what it is. But I think this is where we have these conversations, where we talk about it again, where we educate, because it's like we are a part of the society, and people need to understand about us. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I know that like obviously people, like culturally it's not accepted, or culturally religious wise, and it's, even when I came out, nobody was really talking about religion to me. One of the reasons why they were angry at me wasn't because God said it's not good. It was more about, what is our friends going to say about it? What is the community going to say about it? That you should have been a doctor, you should have been this, like what are people going to say, that you're bringing shame to the family. It's more shame that really makes people angry. Right. Because if I'm being honest, there's so much things that people do that is biblically not right.
Right,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one talks about those sins.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But when you mix sin with also judgment from culture, judgment from society, it hits so different. Do you know what I mean? Nobody cares about what the Bible is saying. They only care about what people will say.
Yeah.
And I saw that from my own experience. Like, not one time my mom or my dad ever said that you're wrong because it's against God.
Yeah.
They only said it because you're bringing shame.
Yeah.
It's abomination.
Yeah.
It's all this. This is what they're saying. This is what I'm hearing them say. So I know that most families don't care about the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. They only care about the shame.
The shame and their own personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming back to the idea of the school thing now and as children. So do you think that perhaps it would make sense to maybe just leave our children out of it for now? Because if you okay, I'll give you a good
I'm in the
example.
middle, you know.
A good example is you.
I'm actually in the middle.
You're in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
But a good example is you, because at the end of the day, you became eventually who you are. You understand? There was I don't know if it was, or would it have been any different if maybe at 5 years old they told you, oh, you're gay.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. When I was young, like I said, I used to love dolls. I used to love dolls so much. Like Barbie, I used to love it so much.
Yeah.
And everyone knew that I liked it in my school. Because whenever we have toy day, I would bring so much Barbies. They're like,
Yeah.
But one of my teachers told me that she took it from me. She snatched. She said, what are you doing? This is not for boys. This is for girls. I didn't talk about it. I didn't complain about it to anyone.
Yeah.
But it made me cry.
Yeah.
But nowadays, if that were to happen now, the teacher would be sacked.
Right.
Right. Times are different, So that's why I think it is. I don't know when is the right time to introduce it to schools. Maybe not so young, but we talk about sex, which is a big part of the human body, and being gay is a big part of people's identity. So at some point, maybe in high school, it's important to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know when, though. I don't think maybe like secondary school is a bit too early.
I think
primary school is a bit
primary
too early.
Is a bit too early because
but
kids
maybe later when they're like 15, 16, 17.
I get it, because that's exactly what I said. You get to the point, even in yourself, even without the help of teachers, without the help of school, you're going to identify, you're going to discover
and we
yourself.
talk about every other thing. So why not talk about this? Do you know what I mean? Now you talk about other things that are important to talk about. So we are equally as important to discuss. So I do think...
No, it's just because you have to believe, you have to understand also
because
the fact
if you guys, sorry to cut you off, if we taught that in school in Nigeria, many of people will not have this thinking. Yeah. To be honest with you, if they taught that, if they showed gay rights movement, they showed all these different things, we would not have this mindset. But because people are not educated about it, they just brought that along. So,
is it a universal thing or is it a Western thing?
Being LGBT,
being gay. LGBTQ.
I think it's just a universal thing.
Universal.
Although I think it's more embraced by the Western, yes.
Yeah.
But it's a universal thing.
Yeah, because that's part of the problems we have in
there's gays
in the world
in any country you go to.
Because it feels like the West is trying to impose this is the argument that the West is trying
to impose. It's just that the West have more respect and more laws for this, whereas African countries and some countries in Asia don't really have laws for this. There's not a lot of safety rules. But whereas in the UK and Western countries, they have more laws for gay people. Like it's legal to marry here. Do you know what I mean? You cannot get married.
So what will it take to get the third world, the Africa, all these other places? What will it take them to accept that it's natural and not a becoming?
I don't know if I will ever experience that. Maybe it's beyond me.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I can do. No. I feel so bad for saying that, but it's the truth. Yeah. I can only talk about my experiences. I can only inspire. I can only show that we are good people. Yeah. That we are born this way. I can only come on your podcast. Yeah. I can only try to do my best, and I think my desire is not for there to be the laws for us to come together. It's just for us to be respected. I think that's the only thing that I care about really. But maybe one day it would, would be that way, but I don't know if I would ever witness it.
Yeah, on a final note on this topic, it's just basically the fact that you're a social media influencer, as is your partner, and which means you've got a lot of presence online, and we know online is the most it's the most horrendous place to exist as stuff like this. How have you dealt with the constant, if you've had it, backlash and people? I was looking through some of your pictures the other day, and one thing I saw, the first comment, I just saw it, one of your videos on Instagram, the first comment, one day God will deliver you.
Yeah.
wow. Okay, I'm sure you get this on
There's
a
so many
constant
pastors that are
basis.
messaging me, to be honest with you. Everyone is trying to pray for me and wish me, and God will help me. How do I deal with it? I think obviously I don't take comments seriously because I know my job. Do you know what I mean? What is so sad about social media is that bad gives you more views. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we look at it in a technical way.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? If we have bad comments, people are going to want to now look at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to look at. If I win an award, it's just congratulations, but nobody really cares.
Nobody cares,
But if I'm
yeah.
doing something and now you see everyone hating on me, or people are saying something bad, now people want to now look. People want to add to it. People want to bring you down. People want to see you fail. So I don't care about comments at all. I have my friends that know who I am. Thank God my family nowadays, they embrace me to a certain degree, but they love me. Do you know what I mean? So I have my family around, and it took me so long to have my family support, and I have their support finally. And my friends are here, so I don't care. Why do I care about random people?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If they don't get me, I cannot make everyone like me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But what I can do is be a good person on a day-to-day.
Yeah. So let's move away from that. It's good. It is what it is. We can't really control the world we live in, and we can only do our best. And apparently, you're doing what you can from where you are. But listen, on the brighter note, you're a very celebrated black makeup artist. Black male makeup artist.
Yes, black male makeup. It's a hard word for you to say, isn't
black. It is, because typically you want to say makeup artist is just ladies and doing their stuff, and it's fascinating watching your videos and all that. And I saw the one that struck me the most, and I was like, oh my god, is the one you were on a train,
doing makeup on the train,
on a train to London, and you spent all that time doing all
No
that.
makeup,
Oh my god, it was so detailed, and I'm like, I know a lot of women. I don't know women who spend that much time doing that. And I don't know any woman who did on the train.
Yes.
Bro, what's going on? Like,
one thing about me is I love doing makeup.
Yeah.
I love makeup. So my makeup really changed my life.
Yeah.
It really changed my life. It cured a lot of the pain I was going through. It brought shine to my life. Yeah. Because it was the one thing that I was fascinated by that blocked all the noise going about my ear. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why I love doing it so much, because it really helped me so much to grow into who I am today. I just love it so much. And through the love and the passion that I have for makeup is what translates into why people respect me so much. Yeah. Because they know that I use this painting my face, transforming myself into a blessing, do you know what I mean? And I use it to inspire, do you know what I mean? There's so much positivity that comes through it. And that's why I show people how to do their makeup, because when people say my makeup, they're like, wow, how did you do that? So my whole life, I'm dedicating time to educating people. Yeah. And, I work in the stores. I used to work in in Boots and Mac and all that stuff. Even now, I'm not working there anymore, and I'm doing social media. If I go to any Boots counter, any Mac counters, I immediately am inclined to help someone. I want to teach someone. I want to inspire, because I know all what I went through learning how to do makeup and all the goodness it brought to me, and I want to transpire that onto everybody else.
Wow. It's fascinating, because majority of your fans and followers are women.
Amen.
So, and in that, I did see a lot of response from women.
Amen. But mostly women, yes.
Because do you have male customers? Do you make up for?
Very few.
Of course.
Very
so
few.
It's mostly women.
Because it's mostly women, but makeup is general, it's universal. So there's just like you did your powder today. That's your face is
once you reveal the secrets,
you need a powder. That's what I do.
You just in powder, just powder.
He did a little bit of powder.
Is it because my face is my forehead?
Yeah. That's makeup, though. Makeup cures acne, not cures acne, sorry, but it conceals acne, should I say? It conceals pigmentation. It controls shine. Yeah. It's more than just the beauty aspect, it's also a self-treatment. The way you brush your teeth, the way you do your skincare, the way you do your moisturize your legs before you go out. Do you know what I mean? It's treating yourself. Do you know what I mean? So it's makeup. It's not just something that is just for women. It's for everyone.
So professionally, you're more into beauty, fashion, makeup.
I do
film makeup. Do you do?
I do a bit of everything, but my clients are mostly bridal makeup. I do bridal, or I'll do bridesmaids, personal events, private events. I'm glam.
Yeah.
So that's my specialty. I do more glam makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's different types. There's like more film, like you said yourself, or there's more like maybe sci-fi or like, you know, stuff like
Horror
that. FX.
movies
Yeah.
and stuff like FX,
But or Halloween, in fact,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But I'm mostly glam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So, with regards to the makeup, do you have any heroes? Are there people that heroines?
That inspires me.
Really inspire you, and that you look up to that you really want to be like?
Are you familiar with makeup people?
No.
Okay, but I know there's one person you might know. I don't know if you know him, but a guy that really inspired me. His name is called Makeup by Mario. He's Kim Kardashian's makeup artist.
Oh right.
And when I was working in MAC, my goal was to be him. You know, I just loved the way he conducted himself, the way he was respected in the community, and his work was absolutely amazing. So that was one of my inspirations was Makeup by Mario. Yeah, he's really good.
Any female ones?
Female inspiration that we have.
Does it have to be male?
It doesn't have to be male, but that's just one guy. That's one guy. Female, I would say that really inspired me when I was doing makeup. I want to say, do you know Beauty by JJ? Jenny Jenkins. Okay, but I would say her name.
Just Dusty Powder. I don't know what's going on.
Jenny Jenkins. She's a YouTuber actually as well. Okay. Maybe you can call her for your podcast as well.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, Jenny Jenkins. Why I say her name was because when I was learning how to do makeup, I was watching her videos. Yeah. So I was watching her videos, and she essentially taught me some of my very few makeup routine steps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would say her.
Right. So how do you get your clients then? Mostly, was it just because they reach out to you?
Yeah. So basically, I started doing makeup So I started learning 2012, 2013, but I started doing like jobs in 2014, 15, and I got when I got introduced to MAC, when I started working for MAC, I started doing makeup for clients and stuff. And I was learning. And then through my customers, they love me so much. They will be calling me, like, can you come to my house and do my makeup? So I used to do it in the store, and I now go to their homes and do their makeup. And that was like my side hustle, like a bit of money, you know, I'm broke. So I needed some money at that time, you know what I mean, to survive. So I would do a little bit of a side hustle. And then as I was going on social media, I would post my work and people would message me, oh, wow, can you do my makeup? So that's when I got so much messages and I got so much hype that I said, you know, I can grow my own business. So that's how I started to work in.
How's it going now with the business? Are you?
It's good. It's good. I would say I'm happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's always I don't ever look at it being this is it.
Yeah.
I think everyone wants to be better.
Is it paying enough?
Yeah, of course.
Making the big bucks.
If it wasn't paying, I wouldn't be able to do it full time. Yeah, wow. I'm able to survive.
The pepper's rolling in. You're moving from one house to another. I should have known before asking that. Should have thought of that.
It's going good. It's going good. Yeah. It's going really, really good.
So what would you say are your career highlights like as a makeup artist? What's the big...
Okay, I've got a few, to be honest. I've got a few. Right. My favorite highlights, I don't say biggest, but I will say my favorites. Because everything I've done, I always look at it like it's big. Yeah. So one of my favorite highlights is I worked for a Bollywood movie. Ooh, and I love Bollywood so much. So that was a very big highlight for me. And I had so much fun.
Makeup on Bollywood?
Yes, I did that. And I love it so much. It's my favorite so much. That's one I was so proud to be a makeup artist. I was like, wow. Like,
what film was that?
Do you watch Bollywood?
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes. It's called Houseful 3. Houseful 3.
Houseful 3.
Yeah, Houseful 3.
I've seen 3 Old Fools or something. There's a Bollywood film like that. Three
Idiots.
3 Idiots or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So you watched 3 Idiots.
Yeah.
So who's on 3 Idiots? No. But 3 Idiots is a good movie, but that's not the movie. It's called Houseful 3. Okay. But it's a comedy movie. And they came to London. I did makeup for the cast. Wow, nice. So that was an amazing opportunity. Last year, I went on holiday with brand trips, and I love traveling. I think that's when you realize that, wow, my social media career can allow me to be taken away and be flown away with brands. So that was so cool. I think I traveled 5 times or 6 times. I went with NYX Cosmetics. I went with TikTok as well. They took me out as well. So it was really cool. Wow. So that's some of the highlights I've done. I've done weddings in different countries, in Spain, France. And I love traveling abroad to do makeup as well. It's so nice. Yeah, in
terms of makeup for individuals, do you have a preference for skin tone?
No, I don't have preference. I don't have a preference for skin tone, but I do enjoy doing black skin.
Black, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have preference. I love all skin.
Yeah, so for the Indian guys, we're able to still do
so lucky for me, I did makeup on dancers.
Okay.
So they were all
Okay.
mixed. They were white, they were
Okay.
black, they
Okay.
were Indian, they were
Okay.
all types of races. Yeah.
Yeah.
But working in Mac
Yeah.
is nothing because
Yeah.
we cannot pick our skin tones.
Yeah.
So we get all types of skin tone.
Yeah.
So when you work in Mac for years, you know how to do white, you know how to do Indian, you know how to do black, you know how to do any skin tone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm quite good. But I say my preference is black in a sense where I love black skin.
Yeah.
Black skin is so beautiful. Honestly, like
Yeah.
when you do makeup on black skin,
Yeah.
it's amazing. But I think being a makeup artist, we have to know how to do skin makeup on all skin tones.
Yeah.
And your goal is to bring beauty on all skin
I know,
tones.
skin tones, yeah. Well, I'm going to ask a really dumb question now, but do
It's
you know,
okay. No question is dumb.
do you know a male makeup artist that's not gay?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. So being a makeup artist doesn't mean you're gay.
No, I'm just asking.
Being a makeup,
That's why I said it was a really
Yeah,
dumb. It's a really dumb question.
no,
But because you just tend to see them and you see some.
so you
I know a
did,
few.
did you think that everyone is gay?
No, I don't. But the ones
Are you
I
sure?
know, the ones that I know are gay.
Are gay.
The ones I know.
They can be gay,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of straight makeup artists.
Yeah.
Even in Mac, I work with a makeup artist that was a guy that was
Yeah.
straight.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of makeup artists that have wives, hairstylists. The same way you will see hairstylists that are straight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So being in this creative industry doesn't mean that you're gay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just the reason why you see a lot of gay people doing it is because gay people are the most creative people.
Oops.
That's why you wear Gucci, you wear
Okay.
Prada,
Okay.
you wear all these
Okay.
designer because they literally Louis Vuitton, they were all
So
gay.
what is it?
The ones that were straight, they weren't doing good. That's why we don't buy their clothes.
What is it in
And
the
the ones that
makeup?
gay.
What is it in your makeup that makes you creative? Why are you more creative than me? Why was
Because we know we have the feminine touch. We know what women like. We can see a woman's face and we know even her hair.
I'm not
That's why
talking
I
just
get-
makeup now because you're saying
No, but
creative.
that's what I'm saying. Not even with just makeup. A girl will not ask you how my outfit is, but they see me, they say, Damilola, this doesn't look good on me. Like, how is this? They know that especially because men, like straight guys, this is just me speaking, but
Yeah,
they
yeah,
would
of
think
course.
that, girls will think that you just think anything's good on them because you just like them. Do you know what I mean? Whereas we can now look at you and say, that makes your disco go up, this makes this go down. You know what I mean? We can look at it from a different perspective. Whereas a straight man you just want to sleep with them. That's what they think. So they're like, they're going to say anything looks nice on me. Do you know what I mean? You think that anything I wear is nice. Whereas we go deeper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Wow. Listen, man, thank you so very much. And just touching quickly on the this LGBTQ, and then there's obviously there's gay, there's bi, there's transgender, there's so many,
correct.
and
It also-
gender
it's all
neutral
under
and
the
all
same
this kind of stuff
spectrum.
and all that, all on the same spectrum. How do you identify? How does people identify what which of the spectrum do they like?
I think it's personal choice.
Yeah.
I think it's a very personal choice. Nowadays,
Is
everyone...
it a choice now?
No, I don't say personal choice. But no, in that sense,
No, in that sense, yeah,
no,
I get
in
what
that
you- I
sense,
get what you mean,
it's
yeah.
kind of a choice because I can say I'm bi. So basically, it's like what you like. Do you know what I mean? But it can be a choice because I can also say I'm pansexual. I can say, do you know what I mean? So that's where it becomes a bit confusing because now there's been a bigger pictures open where people are falling into different identifications. Do you know what I mean? So the initial attraction might not be like a choice, but where for me to fit into a box of identification is where you have to know: am I gay? Am I bi? Am I pansexual?
Yeah.
Am I metrosexual? Am
So
I
do you see why the traditionalists
so
think
it
that's a
can get
problem? Because it's
that's
just
where
like-
that's where the confusion also comes
Yeah.
nowadays. But I think we make it that way because the community wants to respect and wants everyone to be represented.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's important for us to be able to collectively, give respect to everyone, and everyone knows where everyone feels that they're being,
Yeah.
represented. So but I identify as gay, and I'm also he, him, and that's very important because I can be gay and I can be they, them.
What does that mean? Well, like you can be gay.
So they then means I don't want to conform to a single gender. I mean, not a pronoun. Sorry, pronoun. So
Yeah, that's
honestly speaking, that's another
completely
and
different.
that's also I'm not that intelligent to discuss that part.
Yes, I don't want to go into
To be
all
honest
that.
with you.
I don't think I have
But-
enough information to be able to go into all that. We just leave that out. But hey, listen, man. So for your career, where are you taking it? What do you see? Where you going as this? with
So
this
I
dream?
want to have my own makeup line soon. I think it's about time, and I can't wait. And I really hope I get a lot of support on this when I do embark on this. And I know I will, because I'm so grateful for all the support that I have and all the people that have watched my journey in makeup. Like, I've been doing it for a very long time, almost 8 years. I've been on social media, you know what I mean? So I can't wait to unleash this new chapter of mine. So makeup line, and I want to continue to talk about makeup, and I want to do classes. I want to teach, and I want to be able, because I love speaking. I love people. Genuinely, I love people. So I want to be able to teach people. That's why I see it going. I see it just expanding. I want to expand the empire. Yeah.
Any plans for Africa?
I would love to do stuff in Africa. Yes. I would love to.
You're not scared of my life?
No, I'm not scared. I think I'll be fine. Africa's not that scary. Do you think it's scary?
No. Well, not for me. I'm alright.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine too. If you be fine, I'll be fine.
Okay. Obviously, there's all the laws and all that. And
no, I don't. You know what it is?
Does that deter you in any way?
No, I think I think when I go to Nigeria, I've not been to Nigeria yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially being an open gay guy, I haven't been to Nigeria yet. But I don't, a lot of people always say and comment, oh, wait till you come to Nigeria. But I don't think that will happen to me. I think I will have a lot of warm response. Yeah, because I'm a lovely person. You know, before you see gay, you see a genuine, beautiful spirit. And people love me. Do you know what I mean? So
I mean, there's a lot more acceptance now.
Exactly,
There's the people that, I don't know, some are open, some are not open, but
also I know how to. I think being a gay guy, I know how to conduct myself in different environments. I won't go there doing the most or wearing makeup. Even today, the way I came, I came very nice. You know what I mean? Very respectful. I would say in a way, like I conduct myself. I know how to conduct myself. So I think I'll be fine.
So your partner was a very good influencer, a big social media influencer as well. Do you reckon we're going to have him on this platform to have a chat as well?
He will be a good one.
He'll be a good one,
yeah.
And after that, do you reckon it would be nice to have our first gay couple episode?
Come on, how much are you willing to charge? Yeah, we have to charge you for that one. So I'll do the invoice for you.
No, that'd be cool, because we've had a few straight couple episodes and they've talked so much about marriage and all that. Well, it won't be a bad idea to hear from the other side.
Okay, don't worry. You look like this is going well, and you got all the views, so we will do the invoice. Why not?
Come on now. Yeah. All right, cool. We're going to round you up now. So we're just going to do just one little favor you're going to do for us now. Essentially, you're going to talk towards that camera. Okay. You're going to talk to young people all over the world. I think in particular who have dreams, who have aspirations, and obviously who are maybe in positions like yourself or who used to be and all that. Mm-hmm. How can they make this cross? How can they make this transition? How can they get from A to B in terms of their dream, their career, their realization and stuff like that? How can they make it happen? What
I want to say is don't let anyone's opinion deter you from doing things. A lot of people are scared of being themselves, but the world is going to say, the world is your oyster. You can literally conquer anything you want to do. The first thing you must do is believe in yourself and let the magic happen. Once you believe in yourself, anything you touch will become gold. Trust me, that's what I did. I came here, I believed in myself, no matter what people said about me, no matter what people's opinion were about me. And I came and I conquered. And I became successful in everything, in myself, in what I do. So just continue to love yourself, believe in yourself, and the rest is history. You'll be fine.
Ooh, that's it, man. Cool. Hey, Dami.
The sky's the limit.
The sky's the beginning. I like to say thank you so very much,
for
coming.
Me. It was a very
really good. Thank you for expanding our mind, for opening our mind to certain things as well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I believe a lot of people watch from this, and there will be comments. Obviously, there will be people who think this, people who think that, but genuinely,
let's have a conversation about it.
Genuinely, I do believe that people will learn from this, and I think this is what this opportunity has just mostly been about. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
I really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. And I believe this is not the last. We're going to see you on here again soon. And who knows, maybe some people from your end as well.
I loved it. Thank you so much.
Nice one, man. Brilliant. That's it, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for always watching, for supporting, for subscribing, for being with us, for learning, for commenting, from liking, for everything. We're so grateful to you. I mean, without you, we couldn't get this done. The whole idea is just to celebrate ourselves, to tell our story, to create opportunities for us to learn from one another, to learn from other people's story and become greater people. You've been so amazing. Please, if you haven't, like, subscribe, share, and preach the word out there. And actually, You tell your people to do that, innit? You're this big influencer. Go on, man. Tell them to do Hero's Diary.
Definitely watch Hero's Diaries. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure you like. And definitely share. And if you want me to come back, make sure you comment down below as well.
Oh, yeah, nah. Tell them. Brilliant, man. Dami, thanks so much.
Thank you so
man.
much.
Really,
it was a
really
pleasure.
It was a pleasure, man. Until next time. Thanks, guys. Peace out.